The naughty sheep. I toss and turn, I cannot sleep. I close my eyes and count some sheep. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep. With tutu and ballet shoes too, the 4th sheep makes her way through. A skip, a leap, a jump and prance. Soon comes a hop and then a dance. Pirouette she does instead before she bows and moves ahead. No time to wonder what was that. The sheep is now an acrobat. First cartwheels and a somersault, a split and then a sudden halt. Hey sheep, you really must admit I'm not yet sleepy. Not one bit. The sheep pulls out a clarinet, not knowing if I'll laugh or fret. I start to hear a piercing squeak. It's very shrill, just like a shriek. Hey sheep, you're such a loud musician. Maybe find another mission. The sheep holds plates on one thin stick. Is this a circus? What a trick. The sheep sticks out its tongue that's blue. She winks and gestures peekaboo. Why can't you act like normal sheep? I really need to sleep. She's gone away, she heard my calls, but now she's back and juggling balls. You naughty sheep, I'm still awake. Did candy make you wild or cake? That sheep is singing karaoke, noisy and extremely croaky. Sheep, there's something else to try. Hey, how about a lullaby? I'm oh so tired, that sheep can tell. She calls the others with a bell. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep. My new friend yawns and so do I. Then finally she waves goodbye. But wait, before you have to go, there's something that I want to know. How do sheep go to sleep? Do they count other sheep? The end. Journey to the bright side. Life doesn't seem fair to Pickles the porcupine. Why do I have to share my toys with my sister? He whines. I don't want to take a bath. Evergreen leaves for dinner again? Stop being so grumbly, Mom finally says. Instead of complaining, I'd wish you'd look for the bright side. Where's the bright side? Asks Pickles. It's out there somewhere, and it will be up to you to find it. Moms always know best. So Pickles sets off to search for the bright side. After a while, Pickles arrives at a tall mountain. He meets a tortoise named Tank. Is this the bright side? Pickles asks. Tank looks around. Bright side? Oh no, he answers slowly as tortoises always do. But I've been there, and it's dazzling. What's it like on the bright side? Pickles asks. It will make you happy, even when you're sad. That's how you will know you have found the bright side, says Tank. It's out there somewhere, but you will need to find it for yourself. Pickles clenches his fist as he follows the path. He continues on, finally arriving at a grassy hill. He meets a shy mayfly named Maisie hiding behind a golden daffodil. Is this the bright side? This must be it, Pickles shouts. Maisie peeks out from behind the bright yellow petals. This is not the bright side, but I was there this morning and it's delightful. What's it like? Pickles asks. Oh, you will feel peaceful, even when you're upset. That's how you will know you've found the bright side, says Maisie, flying out into the sunshine. It's out there somewhere, so you must keep searching. Pickles stomps in the dirt as he follows the path. Soon he arrives at an oversized pile of rocks. He meets a snake named Sebastian. Is this the bright side? Please tell me this is it, begs Pickles. Sebastian hisses. Bright side? No, but I've been there before and it's glistening. What's it like? Asks Pickles. It will make you feel loved, even when you're grumpy. That is how you'll know you're on the bright side. It's out there somewhere, but it's up to you to find it. Pickles huffs as he follows the path. all the way to the other side of the rocks. What he sees is not what he expects. "Oh no," he says. "The bright side is supposed to be here." Pickles digs through the rocks. He doesn't find what he's looking for, but he does find a glistening rock with silver specks. "My sister will think this is cool." He slips the rock in his backpack, and his heart feels happy. Pickles splashes in a nearby pond. "There's no bright side here," he says with a sigh, but he does find the moon as dazzling as can be, glowing back at him from the water. It reminds him of late-night swims and floating on his back with Dad, and his mind feels peaceful. Pickles peers behind a row of evergreen trees. He still doesn't find what he's looking for, but he does get a delightful whiff of evergreen in his nose. It reminds him of Mom's yummy evergreen soup. He smiles, remembering the feel of the warm soup in his belly, and he feels love for his family. When Pickles arrives home later that evening, he tells his family about his journey. "I didn't find the bright side," he says, "but look!" He hands his sister the special rock he found. He tells his family of his late-night swim in the moonlight. They smile as they eat their evergreen soup. "Sounds like you had a wonderful journey," says Mom. "I did, but I am happy to be home now." They hug each other tightly. It seems for the bright side has been found after all, by a young porcupine who isn't so grumbly anymore. The end. Jake the ape makes a lot of mistakes. Jake woke up and stretched. Today was going to be a good day. He could feel it. Jake quickly pulled on his pants and buttoned up his shirt. He was ready to go. As he passed the mirror, he saw that his shirt was crooked. He had missed some buttons and put others in the wrong places. Jake unbuttoned his shirt, then slowly and carefully, he rebuttoned it. This time he didn't forget any buttons. "That's better," he thought, looking at his reflection in the mirror. In the kitchen, Jake tried to put jam on his toast, but there was too much jam on the knife. Jake watched as the sticky jam slid off his knife and landed on the table. Yuck. Jake got a cloth and cleaned up his mess. Then he tried again. This time he was more careful about how much jam he used. "Now that looks good enough to eat," Jake said, gobbling up his breakfast. On his way to school, Jake saw his friends Tommy the tiger and Freddy the fox. They were playing catch. Jake wanted to play too, but he threw the ball too hard. It went right over Tommy's head. "It's okay, I'll get it," Jake said as he ran and picked up the ball. Jake tried again, but his throw was still too hard. He threw it once more, softer this time. The ball didn't even reach Tommy. "Maybe I just won't try to play catch anymore," Jake thought, frustrated. But Freddy and Tommy were having so much fun. "Can you teach me how to throw it?" asked Jake. Jake watched carefully as Freddy and Tommy showed him how to throw the ball. Then Jake threw the ball one more time. This time Tommy caught it. "Thank you for your help," said Jake happily as the friends hurried to school. In class, Mrs. Mouse was teaching math. She asked Jake to come up and answer the math problem. "Oh no," thought Jake. "What if I get the answer wrong?" Jake didn't want the other students to see him use his counting blocks, so he tried to do the math problem without them. "That's not quite right," said Mrs. Mouse. "Why don't you try again?" Jake's heart was beating fast, but he stopped, took a deep breath, and tried again. This time he used his blocks to check his answer. When he was sure he knew the answer, he wrote it on the board. "That's right," said Mrs. Mouse. Jake smiled. At lunch, Jake bumped right into Susie Sloth, making her spill her drink. Freddy and Tommy looked embarrassed. Jake smiled at Susie. "I'm sorry, Susie," he said. "I didn't mean to bump into you. I'll get you a new drink." Jake got Susie a new drink and helped her clean up the mess. "Thanks, Jake," Susie said, smiling. "I know you didn't do it on purpose." Jake was glad Susie wasn't mad at him. After lunch, the boys were walking to class when Jake realized he needed to use the bathroom. He tried to hurry, but he got distracted by the pictures on the walls. "Oh no," Jake thought, "not another mistake." Jake asked Tommy to get him some clean pants. As he cleaned up, Jake thought, "It feels like I can't do anything right today." That afternoon at home, Jake's mom asked if he had any homework. Jake thought about the assignment Mrs. Mouse had given them. It looked really hard, and he didn't want to make any more mistakes. "Nope, no homework," he told his mom. Jake's mom looked surprised, which made him feel bad. "I'm sorry, Mom," he said. "I do have homework, but it looks hard. Can you please help me?" Jake and his mom worked on the homework together. It was hard at first, but Jake kept trying and asked questions when he didn't understand. When his homework was done, Jake hugged his mom and thanked her for her help. That night at bedtime, Jake's dad came in to tuck him in. "How was your day today?" he asked. Jake started to cry. "It was a terrible day. I made so many mistakes, and now I'm worried about making even more mistakes tomorrow." Jake's dad gave him a big hug and said softly, "I'm glad you made mistakes today." Sniffling, Jake looked up. "Really? Why?" he asked. "Because that's how we learn," his dad said. "Can you tell me what you learned today?" Jake thought back to his day. He thought about his trouble buttoning his shirt and the jam that fell on the table. He remembered how good he felt when he threw a ball the right way and how excited he felt to play catch with his friends again tomorrow. He thought about all the other mistakes he made that day, but this time he didn't feel sad or embarrassed. "I learned to button my shirt, put jam on my bread, throw a ball, do a math problem, try again when I can't do something right the first time, admit when I make a mistake, ask for help when I need it, and apologize when I do something wrong," Jake said. His dad smiled at Jake and hugged him again. "It sounds like you had a pretty good day after all." "I did," said Jake. "You know what? I hope I make a lot of mistakes tomorrow, too." The end. The benefits of unicorn earwax. If you are lucky enough to stumble upon a unicorn, you'll be amazed by its colorful horn. It may even be a benefit for you to ask, "May I borrow a bit of earwax?" Now, that may seem strange and quite bizarre, but unicorn earwax is the greatest miracle cure by far. It is a well-known fact that unicorn earwax cures the common cold. And the secret is that it even kills stinky mold. I even once heard a rumor, some say that it improves your sense of humor. If you want to eliminate cellulite or get rid of wrinkles, then apply unicorn earwax, which looks like frosting with sprinkles. Make sure that you apply it day and night. It will keep you looking just right. If you are struggling in school, a teaspoon a day is the rule. It will help you solve the math problems that you don't know how to do, and it will surely help to raise your IQ. The secret is, it even tastes yummy and oh so sweet, so a spoonful a day is the easiest medicine to eat. Unicorn earwax makes the best lip balm, everyone agrees. And it keeps you from having two squeaky knees. It is the absolute best gift for your mother. Oh, and do you have a pesky little brother? Well, it can help you with that. Wait, that does not rhyme. But seriously, a unicorn is the very best friend to keep. Even if you never meet a unicorn in real life, something magical happens when you sleep. You may drift off to dreamland with cotton candy clouds so sweet, and maybe, just maybe, a unicorn you will meet. She will have that magical earwax in her ears, but you have to go say hi before she disappears. So, if you ever stumble on a unicorn while you slumber, please, oh please, would you give them my number? The end. How to tame my anxiety monster. Do you want to know a secret? There's a monster that likes to visit me that only I can see. Sometimes he feels big and scary. Sometimes he likes to visit me when I'm scared or worried, or sometimes when I'm happy or just playing. I don't always like when he visits me. Sometimes he feels big and scary. Sometimes he makes me feel tired and it's hard to concentrate. Sometimes it is hard to sleep. I feel restless when he's around, and often I feel angry. Sometimes my heart beats faster and I might start shaking, sweating, or my tummy may hurt. I might also feel dizzy too, or like I can't breathe. I don't like this at all. I decided to talk to my parents about it. I thought they wouldn't believe me, but they did. Mom has a monster that visits her too. Her monster is just like mine. She told me some things about her monster. Our monsters are very similar. He really is a good monster to have around. He wants to be helpful, but he's big and gets excited easily. He doesn't always know how to behave, just like a new puppy. I just need to learn how to train him. When I talk about my monster to someone else that understands, it feels good. There are some tricks that I can teach him so he will learn to behave. Do you want to know my monster's name? His name is Anxiety. Giving him a name makes him not quite so scary. It's like naming a new pet. Learning more about him helps me understand him and why he likes to visit me so much. I am brave and strong and can train him even when he might seem big or scary. I do feel brave. Here are some things I can do to train my monster. When I get outside to play, go on a walk, or exercise, it can give me special super boosters called endorphins. It makes him a happy monster that can be helpful to me with sports or other activities. When I do yoga, breathe deeply, and clear my mind from worries, it can help him shrink. That's kind of neat. When I do art, it calms me and can help me see that he's not so big and not quite so scary. I don't think he looks so scary now. When my monster gets a little too big and wild, having a plan helps me stay in control. He likes to be helpful, but sometimes he gets a little too big and wild. He doesn't always know how to behave. Planning what to do if he acts up can help me tame him. It's helpful to know that lots of people have an anxiety monster that likes to visit them too. My aunt, my neighbor, and my friend. When he is really bothering me, remembering my 5 senses helps to keep me in control. I can look at something that makes me happy. I can smell something nice. I can touch something that has texture. I can listen to something that makes me feel peaceful. I can taste something delicious. All of these tricks take my focus off of my monster, which can calm him down. If I need a little extra help learning how to train him, there are special doctors or counselors that can help me. My monster likes to visit me because I have a very big, kind, caring heart that feels emotions very deeply, and that is a really good thing. He really does want me to feel all of my special feelings without being afraid. He can be really helpful when I'm playing sports or if I have to talk in front of the class. He can even be helpful if I have a big test to study for. He loves to do scary fun things with me, like go for a ride on a roller coaster. I am stronger than my monster. Even with him around, I can still do all of the things I need to do. I don't think he'll be a problem anymore. But if he is, I know how to tame my anxiety monster. The end. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to check out the links in the description box. I'll see you in the next story time.